sometimes we just don't realize what are the talents we have, what are the granted things we have, granted in the terms of that what God has already have gave you when you were born. So these all are the things which we already have when we born, and we just have to think. We have to instead of scrolling down on social media, we have to scroll down on ourselves. Like
Yes,
what are the things we have best and what we can do best.
not scrolling on me on social media, but in yourself. It's for you to explore and relearn who you are, and you will peel off any mask and get into your uniqueness, uncover your uniqueness, your true potential.
But practice makes you even more better. Practice helps you to prepare even more uh, betterly for the next time. If you are having a failure right now or with the thing, whatever you are doing, just don't take stress. You have to think, how can I do better next time? And yeah, practice really helps you to solve some of the greatest problems you have.
Yes.
Practice is really important.
Yes, it's connected, it's entangled with experience when you are in your heart. So when you practice, you experience, and every time you experience, you integrate for you to continue practicing and integrating through experience. So it's uncovering your uniqueness, because it's this play, of exploring, experiencing, and practicing. So everything is entangled, and then you continue uncovering your skills and ultimately your uniqueness, what you came to do into this world. How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. Thanks for asking. What about you?
Very well, very well. Very happy to have you here.
I'm also very happy and excited to be here. Thanks for having
Yes.
me.
No, no, I'm very happy. I always, one thing that I have to highlight here for whoever is listening, hmm, it's actually the second time I met you. Well, three times, because one time with your podcast, we didn't have the right connection. But the second time I was in your podcast. So today you are here with me, and I'm very happy, very honored to have you here also and joining me in co-creation. And last time I was the one, well, I was answering some questions, but and this time has to do more with conversation, you and me, co-creating now from the heart. I have you here also because I know you are doing something beautiful with your podcast, and I would love for you to share it, what you do and why you do it.
Absolutely, Janet. And yeah, you just mentioned the beautiful memory we have, and maybe you know you don't know about the interview. I was editing it, and the day before yesterday I posted it after re-editing it, and so I was wishing to share with you, but after this podcast I was shared. So it's just a beautiful memory. It's a beautiful life journey I have. It's been 1 year since I'm doing this, and you know today evening, afternoon probably, I was thinking about the first interview
Mhm.
I was about to have, but I didn't had because the that person was maybe ill or sick. Yeah, she was probably sick on those days, so unfortunately I didn't had the podcast with her right before 1 year. At that time, my communication was so bad, and my confidence level was also very almost zero.
Mm.
But I'm very grateful for everything I have now. I have better communication skills. I have better English that I can communicate with international people. So yeah, it's really wonderful. And my biggest goal from the podcast, because I believe at least that we all have to start something that can help us to make this world a better place. So
Mm-hmm.
my biggest goal for my podcast is to help my listeners, help my audience to learn from the guests I Delhi have on my podcast, because we are lifelong learners. So yes, that is my biggest goal from my podcast, and this is the journey I just shared.
Yes, and it's so nice because you can connect everywhere around the world. Because you're based where, Mahad?
Sorry,
Where are you based? Where do you live?
I am from Pakistan.
Yes. So it's so nice that you can connect with people around the world and know more about them because you specifically your podcast. What's the name of your podcast?
The Future Jobs Podcast.
So you ask questions regarding what we are doing, no, where we're working, so that you can support others, no, that serve others.
Exactly, Jeannette. My podcast was called Fahad Talk Show like 8 months ago, when I just started my podcast at that time. So it was all about the journeys, life journeys, professional, personal life journeys. But then I changed the name of my podcast because
Mm-hmm.
the name was like uh, not not as attractive I wanted to have. So I was wanting to have something, um a name that can be very attractive, and my guests can remember the name for for the rest of their life, for the whole life. So some sort of that. So then I changed the name to Future Jobs Podcast. Mostly people believe it's just about the future careers, or because I'm from a AI academy, so people believe I just only talk on AI, but this is not actually what I'm doing. Um, I actually explore the life journeys of my guests, and I, you know, um, ask the questions that can help my listeners to learn from them as well. And
Mm-hmm.
I squeeze their life challenges they have faced, throughout their whole life, so that we can learn from their challenges, we can learn from their mistakes, so that we can never um, do those mistakes in our life. So this is also very important. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it's very nice because it's at the end we'll learn from our own experiences and we grow from our own experiences. You can be told about experiences from others, which might inspire you, empower you, but in reality, if you don't live it by yourself, you don't grow because experiences is what really grows you into who you are. No, so it's um, it's something that you just said, no, that is so nice that you are placing questions for people to see themselves, for people to recognize in themselves certain things, and that's the most beautiful thing because um, when we are here in a podcast in a co-creation, for instance, um, I'm listening to you. You share, and as you share, and you are open-hearted. You also are listening to yourself. And yes, you are listening to yourself. It's when you recognize certain things that you are not able to recognize when you are living a life of stress and running, and always looking outside. But when you are in your heart, in the possibility to be in one place where you are in present, where someone is listening to you, you just mirror that person that is listening to you. I don't know, maybe because of vibration, something, but it calms you down, and you are able, when you are sharing, you are able to listen to yourself, to observe and listen to yourself, and to calm down and to be in the present moment, because there's no rush. There's only a sharing and then beingness that is so important. And then you grow through that because you are experiencing new words and you are remembering what happened to you. And that's when growth happens.
Exactly, very true, Janet. It's so important to be in the present moment. And you mentioned in the podcast when we were having, at the beginning, that today I learned to be in the present moment, which is really important. And when we are in our present moment, we are actually experiencing all the things we are having in the present moment, whether it's there are challenges, whether we are having some beautiful memories with our beloved ones, we're having a conversation with our beloved ones, we are spending our time with the people we love. And this is so very important. Um, the I can say 70% of the problems in our world are just because our minds are not in the state in the moment where they have to be.
Mm-hmm.
We are thinking about the past or about the future, but we are in the past present. So
Mm-hmm.
this is so weird as well. So when we are thinking about the future, or when we are thinking about the past memories we had, they which were very weird or not good. So we are obviously we are very getting depressed and stressed. So when someone will talk to us, we will not um, give the answer which the person is expecting to us. So this is really important to be in the present moment. And when we do meditation, we can be very mindful.
Yeah, yeah. And we don't have to do meditation to be in the present moment. I say, when I started these conversations, I, I, um, I called them active meditation because when you are in your heart, in the present moment, when you are in your heart, you don't need to meditate. You are already in your heart and you're already accessing all the wisdom within, So it's really when you are here listening and being, you're already meditating. Because meditation has to do with that, not listening to your mind, but listening to your heart, being in the present. So um, when I'm here co-creating, that's what happens. And my mind might be talking, but I'm not listening. The same as in meditation. He might be telling me certain things, like you were saying, looking at the future or to the back. I just don't realize them because I don't hear them anymore. Not because when you're in the present, in your heart, you don't hear this talking. But it's what you start with. Meditation is to really be in that moment and in the heart and listening to the heart and not to this blah 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 of the mind. And it's the same when you are in the present moment and you are in your heart sharing here, co-creating conversations. It's the same thing as meditating. Totally the same thing. I don't need to meditate when I have conversations like this.
So beautiful, Janet. So beautiful. Yeah, you are right. When we are having something, any kind of activity in our daily routine, where we don't need to do any professional meditation,
Mm-hmm.
or where we have to give our particular time from our daily routine to meditation. So that is perfect as well, because um, I know what you are saying, because I also put my heart in the
Mm-hmm. I can see.
conversations I am having in my podcast. So that is very true.
Yes, I can see that. I can see that because I feel your heart and I recognize you. And that's why you're also here with me today, co-creating this episode, because I know your potential and I know who you are. And that's why. And plus, you're so young and so clever, clever. Well, so
Thank you,
so
Jen.
yourself, and that's so important. It's an example for many others because you are the example of what you want to see. You are serving others through your service, through yourself. You're connecting with people, like you were saying before, connecting, and also your English is very good. Might not have been good, but you just showed up as who you are, and you've been exploring, experiencing, and practicing and growing. And today you do what you do. Today you are here with me, and with who you are, with your presence, and with what you create, everything you are creating with your podcast, no? So it's really because you're listening to your heart, and you are trusting. And trust in yourself has brought you where you are today. And that's an example to be.
Exactly, Janet. One thing I want to mention here, as you mentioned about the English language I have, I cannot say it's very perfect. I'm also still practicing it because no one can be perfect in anything in this world, because this is the creator who designed the world like this. So, anyways, getting into the point, this can be very, very helpful for your listeners, for your audience, especially how I learned this English. So, as I have done 448 episodes of my podcast, and
Wow.
when you were the guest on my podcast, it was 46th episode of the podcast. And the English podcast I have conducted are 249 or 48, something like that. So I learned this English only doing conversations in English with the foreigners, with the American people. And by the way, you are not American, but you speak English. So when I had the podcast with you in English, so it also helped me to increase my practice of English. Or uh, somehow it also performed to help me to make my English more fluent. So that is the main thing. I always share whenever I am as a guest on any other podcast, because as you mentioned about the meditation, I wanted to the best way to describe that is to connect that meditations sentence and with this quote I'm saying that, as you mentioned, you when you have this conversation, you don't need to do any particular meditation, while sitting and deep breathing and some sort of that. So same here, when we look, in our environment, so we have some amazing resources which can help us to save our time, and podcast is one of those.
Mhm.
If you are struggling from in any kind of thing, you are having some struggles in your business, you're having your struggle while you want to learn something new, you can just start your podcast. You can invite some amazing guests who actually experience all those things, and then you can be also, expert in it. So I learned my English throughout these 248 English podcasts. You know, total it is 446. I didn't mention about that because the rest of the podcasts are in Urdu. So I think that can be really helpful for your audience. That's why I mentioned.
Yes, no, and then that's one thing that's very um, useful for everyone is the fact that you are you started by exploring something. No, so it's because when you are in your heart, and when you know you are in service of something bigger than yourself, you just and you know you have to step out of your comfort zone. So you explore, you go out. So you started exploring a podcast even with not the English, but you started exploring, which brings you an experience, because as you are giving something from your heart, you're experiencing and you are receiving, and this always grows you. And since you are doing that and stepping out of your comfort zone, you know what the experience is, and since you love it, you continue practicing. And when you continue practicing, you continue reinforcing who you are, the step you took, so that the comfort zone steps wider out, no? So you're growing. And since you are in your heart, also the way you learn, because it's like meditation, the way you learn is even easier, let's say, or less, and not, let's say, and not so long as usual. It doesn't take so long because you are in your heart, and any experience you get, you integrate very easily. So your learning experience and your learning time and your learning duration is shorter. Learning experience bigger, no? But it's because of that, because you are taking in by sharing outside your comfort zone, by giving and then receiving, you're taking in without any boundary, without any limitation. It goes directly into you.
Exactly. One crazy thing here that I'm still in my comfort zone because
Mm-hmm.
I love to do these conversations, although I put a lot of efforts in it, like I'm the top podcaster in the whole academy and whole Rehan school, and many students reach out to me how you are approaching the foreigners, because approaching the foreigners um is the number one priority in our school. Like, it is the very big or great thing we consider. So many students approach me how you are doing these foreigners. I say I don't know by myself,
Yeah.
because you mentioned about the comfort zone, so I'm still like kind of in my comfort zone. I love to do these conversations. I love to do this podcast. I was editing the another podcast just right now, some um, um like 30 minutes before we
Mm-hmm.
were doing this podcast. So it's really wonderful because sometimes God grants you something which you don't realize about. So I say, and I think that God has granted me this ability to do this. And when God grant you something, so there's nothing that can that can be a wall between that and you.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's really wonderful.
Yes, because you know you're in service to something bigger than yourself, and you know you can do it, and you know everything else that the mind tells you that stops you, you don't care, because you know from the heart, you know, and with the knowing that you are in service of something bigger than yourself. So nothing can stop you. You are resilient, you are courageous, you just jump and you do it because you know and trust that it will be okay, because you know it's part of who you are.
Exactly, Janet, exactly. That's what it is. And we just have to be very grateful for the God. Sometimes we just don't realize what are the talents we have, and
Mm-hmm.
what are the granted things we have. Granted in the terms of that what God has already have gave you when you were born. So these all are the things which we already have when we born, and we just have to think. We have to um, instead of scrolling down on social media, we have to scroll down on ourselves. Like,
Yes.
what are the things we have
Beautiful.
best and what we can do best.
Yes, I love that. I love that. Not scrolling on me on social media, but in yourself. Yes, it's for you to explore and relearn who you are. No, it's really returning to yourself. And how can you return to yourself if you don't explore and if you don't scroll into anything that comes up that you think you might like, in this case, think with the mind, might like, just go and explore it and experience it. And when you experience it and you see something in it, just practice it, practice and practice it, because you will become better, and you will peel off any mask and get into your uniqueness. No, uncover your uniqueness, your true potential.
Exactly, Janet, exactly. Practice, people say practice makes a man perfect.
Mm-hmm.
That's not exactly what it has to be, because again, that quote comes that nothing is perfect, but practice makes you even more better. Practice helps you to prepare even more uh betterly for the next time. If you are having a failure right now, or with the thing whatever you are doing, just don't take stress.
Mm.
You have to think, how can I do better next time? And yeah, practice is a great thing. If we consider it, practice really helps you to solve some of the greatest problems you have. And yeah, so
Yes.
practice is really important.
Yes, and practice, since practice gets very close into, well, it's connected, it's entangled with experience when you are in your heart, okay? So when you practice, you experience, and every time you experience, you integrate for you to continue practicing and integrating through experience. So it really, it's uncovering your uniqueness, because it's this play, no, of exploring, experiencing, and practicing. So everything is entangled. Exploration is for you to respond or act onto something, but experiencing and practicing, because they're very tight, they're entangled. And but if you observe, then you integrate and expand, and then you continue uncovering your skills and ultimately your uniqueness, what you came to do into this world. And one thing I want to highlight, I saw yesterday a very nice video, a TED talk from Manchester, I think, in the UK, about art. I have to write it down afterwards in the comments. But she was saying, that for people, she was pushing for people to be creative, and creativity not necessarily is art in the way that it's been said at painting. Also, art is anything you are creating, because you can be writing, you can be painting, you can be playing football, you can be podcasting, you can be, I don't know, anything is creation. When you are in your heart, anything is, any creation, anything you do, any creation is art, no, when it comes from the heart. And she was saying that many people stop themselves to play or to create because they say that is not positive for the world. You're losing time, no, and you're not giving anything to the world. People say that you have to do good, and whatever they 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 say that it's to be in service, no, to the community. But in service to the community, in service to something higher than yourself, and being in service is really being who you are, expressing from the heart. That's when you are in service, because when you are in service, you are positively impacting everyone around, because you are creating, you are expanding. And when you expand, even playing piano, anything, you're already doing good for the world. So this is the exploration, experiencing, practicing. You can implement anywhere. Whatever it is, leave a legacy behind of who you are, if you want to think about that, no? But the who you are is expressed in a unique way. It can be playing tennis also. And you're doing good, because playing tennis, if you play it with your uniqueness and you are superb, play, you tennis playing and you play it from the heart, you will be impacting people that are seeing you, and you are impacting yourself and your family around you, because you are being you, truly you, and you're creating something. So creation is exploration, and it's experiencing, and it's practicing. Whatever it is art.
Wonderful, beautifully said. Yeah, everything we do, and to add, everything we do by our heart is the art. And you mentioned, people say that if we are doing that thing, we are wasting our time. This is not the part of serving people. First thing here, there, this has become the sad reality of the world, that this world uh can never be, sometimes can never be happy from you. So you have to think, you do your research, that what is good and what is bad for this world, for the people. But don't think that these people will give you the outcome, the result, the appreciation, the motivation to you. You are doing something for the world. So who has created the world? The God has created, right? So we have to think, if we are doing something good for this world, so this is the creator who will uh, who will appreciate you, who will give you the outcome for that. So first thing this, and then secondly, um, in this particularly at this very this is the hardest time, in this, in this century, we are having a lot of
Mm-hmm.
problems in our world. The um, divorce, we just had the Pakistan in that,
Mm-hmm.
that was not the war, God just saved us from that war, but we had the war between Israel and Palestine. That was
Mm-hmm.
the very hard time as well. So this is the hardest time in this world. So if we, whatever we do today to serve people, to serve this world, can be very big, can, because obviously if you are having a time when you are surrounded by many challenges, very hard challenges. So obviously whatever you do is making the world better place, but that has to be the service of serving people. So yeah.
Yeah, yes, and being who you are, when you are who you are, when you recognize your true potential, your uniqueness, when you really allow yourself to be in freedom and share openly who you are, not the mind who you are, the heart who you are, the expression through love, you are always going to do good to the world, because you always are going to affect anyone positively around you, your partner, your mom, your sister, your dog, anyone. And
Exactly.
when you
Exactly.
are you.
When you are thinking positively, it is obviously like, it's obvious that you are going to spread the positivity. And there's a said that, the positive vibes, the positive thinking creates positive vibes, and it
Mm-hmm.
goes like a signal of the internet, and it
Mm-hmm.
spreads everywhere in your environment, in your surroundings. So when
Yes.
you think positive, it doesn't just make your brain good, it doesn't just make yourself good, it makes everyone, good in your surroundings. So this is really important to have a positive mindset in this, again, in this particular time. We are we are busy in discussing that that person is black, that person is white. um I'm an Asian, I live in Asia. So you people say I'm brown. So this is actually, this is not what we have to think. We have to think what we people have, what we can, how we can serve to this world. We just have to think, and we have to create teams. We don't have to think that this person is, if this person is black, then it has not to
Yeah.
be the part of our team. We just have to
Yeah.
think, if that person is, even if he is black, what he can serve to this
Mm-hmm.
world, to these people. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's really wonderful.
Yes, Fahad. And when I go back into the heart, not so much into the thinking of the mind, because when you are in your heart, everyone is the same, and you are the same as everyone. So, so it really doesn't matter from where you are or the color you are. It's the heart that you have. And being in your heart is servicing others. Whatever you do, you're servicing others for sure, because you're expanding and you're sharing. And going back into what you're saying, the energy that we emanate when you're in your heart, the heart has I don't know now, but I read it in one of Greg Braden books, and I don't know how many thousand times more um, magnetism and also energy. projection, the heart, then the mind. So when you are here, you really, even if you don't know anything, and you are in your heart, so maybe like you and me now, I'm in my heart, so I'm meditating. I'm really feeling the expansion, okay? I'm connected to you. So my heart is emanating lots of energy now, okay? And the magnetism, I don't know how many miles it goes. So even if I'm here with you, alone here with my dog somewhere, I'm positively impacting because my energy is going somewhere besides me. So just by being in the present, we go back into the present, which is the same as being in the heart, you are positively impacting. And just by being, your mind changes, your mindset changes, it goes into positivity because it comes from gratitude, trust, love, and everything that you have in your heart. No? So the expansion. So your mindset automatically goes positive. And so it's a beautiful and nourishing experience for people to learn
Yeah.
to go into their heart.
Yeah, it's a chain. It's a complete chain, the
Yeah.
way you describe. When you think positive, you become positive and your
Mm-hmm.
surroundings become positive. So it's like a circle.
Yeah.
Our world is wrong, and if we do great things, so it also becomes wrong. So and there's also a sad when you do um some good deeds, it always comes to you again back.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So if you are doing some good thing, so it's still for yourself, like
Mm-hmm.
for your own sake. You have a mindset you are doing for the people, but you actually get the outcome of your own good deeds. So like it's really wonderful the way our creator have created this world. What we have done, we have to think what we have done to this world. We have spreaded wars, we have spreaded the negativity in this
Mm-hmm.
world. We are doing deforestation, which is causing the climate change issues, the climate issues. So we have to think about that.
Yeah. Yes. And here we are changing the world by being who we are, which is so beautiful. And by being who you are, Fahad, I'm really very thankful for having you here today, joining me in co-creation, planting seeds so that, well, they can be felt more than in what you and I are here sitting and feeling, but really spreading out. And for people to know that they can always positively impact when they are in their hearts. Whatever they do, it doesn't matter. Whatever they create through their heart, anything works. And there's no labeling of anything or anyone because we all are the same and we all have this power within. We all have this true potential that is so amazingly, well, I don't know how to call it because there are no words, but it's so expansive and nourishing and yeah, it's a beauty. It's a beauty, and it's for us to live in this joy, and in this love and in this beingness, uniquely as we are. Thank you so much, Fahad, for who you are and what you create.
Exactly. Thank you so much, Janet, for having me. And like it was such a wonderful conversation. And so the sentence of the day has to be that whoever you are, you just have to be exactly the same. Don't change yourself by
Mm-mm.
just being told by the society. If the person is saying you are wrong or if you're bad, you just have to think, if I am really, if I have anything bad in myself, how can I change it? How can I become better? Instead of just changing yourself completely,
Mm-mm.
maybe the person is not trying to see you as a good person. Maybe he's
Yeah.
trying to see you as a person who he is, maybe bad, or
Mm-hmm.
but there are good people. I'm not criticizing or doing any negative stuff, but actually we just have to be whoever we are, as Janet mentioned, oftentimes. So yeah, thank you so much, Janet.
Thank you, Fahad. Thank you so much for being here. Love you and continue like
Thank
this.